So the final day of the Premier League is here this Sunday. All the games are kicking off obviously at the same time. I'm going to be doing the predictions for the final day here. Now, I've enjoyed this series I've been doing on the channel, the weekly Premier League predictions. It's something I will continue for next season for sure, throughout the whole season. But we've obviously got some stuff a lot still to play for here. The title race is still, the title race has just been decided now. Obviously, Arsenal have been crowned champions with City's draw at Bournemouth midweek. That has now been confirmed. However, there is still a lot more to fight for on the final day. All the European places are all still very up in the air. If there's a lot of different outcomes that we'll go through. Also, the relegation battle has gone down to the wire as well between Tottenham and West Ham. So we're going to get that final day relegation battle as well, which I always enjoy. So, and a big one as well. One of those teams going down to the Championship is going to be huge. So anyway, we're going into the matches that we've got coming up now. At the weekend. We'll start with this one. We'll do Crystal Palace home to Arsenal. Now, this could have been the game Arsenal won the league, obviously, but they have since been crowned champions. So this is going to be a bit of a weird game because Crystal Palace don't have anything to play for really. They've had a disappointing league campaign, but their season could still be historic. They're in the Conference League final, which is the following week, which is the midweek after this game. They win this. If they win that, they get themselves into another trophy, and also that will get them into the Europa League as well. So that would be massive for them, and that's what I think all the attention will be on going into the game. And then Arsenal have not got anything to play for anymore. They've since been crowned champions. They've got the Champions League final next week. The Palace game, though, is a lot sooner than the Champions League final. So Arsenal already crowned champions. Palace can't move anywhere that's significant up or down. A couple of positions. They can't qualify for Europe. They can't be relegated through the league. They can't qualify for Europe at least anyway. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal win. It's going to be a very strange game, I think. Man City are at home to Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa, congratulations on your European success this week. Huge win over Freiburg, 3-0. Very strong European performance. What a win that was in Europe, and that's finally a major trophy for Aston Villa. They've gone too long without winning a trophy. They've finally got their hands on a trophy again. So this is massive for them as a club. I think this will really, really lead them to bigger and better things. They are just a club that's just improving, getting back to one of the biggest clubs in England, which is what they've always been. But they go to a Man City side on the final day. Although have finished second now, successful season still, seeing as it's been an up and down year. 2 cups and a second place finish, very good season. However, it's Guardiola's last game. With that in mind, I just feel like they're fated to win this game. I just feel like it's bound to happen. So I'll go for a 2-1 City win in that game. Fulham against Newcastle. Now, Fulham, chance of Europe, realistically, probably not much chance of Europe for even really, because of the goal difference, it's nearly impossible. Both with 49 points. Chelsea sit in 7th, which is a Conference League qualifying spot in 52 points. So obviously, Chelsea lost, and we're playing Sunderland though. Yeah, no, it's impossible, pretty much for these two. I'll go for 1-1. I think Fulham have not finishing the season great, whereas Newcastle finishing with a bit of a better form. But I think that Fulham will get a draw on the final day out of them at home. Now, Burnley and Wolves are already relegated. Both of them are already down ages ago. The 2 worst teams in the league by far. If Wolves can get a win though at Turf Moor on the final day, they would finish above them and avoid finishing bottom. Both of them just going down to the Championship. That's what it's all about now. It's all about the Championship at least. It's all about next season, about trying to bounce back. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw on the final day. Could Burnley maybe nick it at home? Maybe. But I honestly think it's going to be a 1-1 draw, to be honest, at the way things are with those two at the moment. That's what I think I'm going to go for there. Now, Brighton sitting 7th place, which is a Europa League spot. They go up against the Man United side that are already secured 3rd place and finishing the season on an excellent run of form. We're looking good going into next season. It's a big time for them, appointing Michael Carrick as the permanent manager. Big times ahead for Man United. I'm going to say, for this game, Brighton are at home. I think they'll find a way to get a draw out of it. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, which will that be enough to hold on to the top 7 finish? We'll find out with the other predictions. Now, obviously, one thing that's important here, I've gone for a Villa to lose, right? And that's important for this next prediction, right? They sit in 4th. So I predict they've already qualified even without the Europa League win, they'd already qualified for the Champions League after the Liverpool win last week. But their result could significantly affect other teams. Now, Liverpool are home to Brentford, right? And Bournemouth are away at Nottingham Forest. Now, I read this thing the other day. If Brentford are to win 1-0 at Liverpool and Bournemouth are to win 5-0 at Nottingham Forest, it would level apparently all the goals scored and everything, right? And that would mean that, and goals conceded, so that would mean that there'll be because everything would be level, that would mean there'll be a playoff, a Champions League playoff between Bournemouth and Liverpool, which is just insane. But I think that could still happen, yeah. I think the chances of that are very slim, obviously. What could happen though, because I've gone for Villa to lose. If Villa finish fifth, because they've won the Europa League, their Champions League qualification will be the Europa League, because winning that qualifies you for the Champions League. So that would mean it would open up a sixth place for the Premier League, which Bournemouth obviously currently occupy. So if Liverpool were to win, they'd move, with Villa losing, which I predicted, they would move back above them, right? Back above Villa into fourth, which would mean that whoever the sixth place team, which is between Bournemouth and Brighton, realistically though, it'll probably be Bournemouth, because unless Bournemouth lose, Brighton could win, Bournemouth could lose, yeah. But I'll go for anyway. As for the predictions for the games, Brentford could still get in the top 8. They could still get in Europe, but they're a bit up against it now because their recent form's not been great. It's not in the hands on the final day now. They've only one win in the last 5. They've not performed as well in the closing parts of the season. So I think Liverpool will finish on a home win. I'm going for 3-1 to Liverpool. I think they'll be strong on the final day at home. They'll get the win they need just to guarantee that they get in the Champions League, because there's obviously a very slim chance that Bournemouth could actually finish above them if there was a significant swing in the goal difference. But realistically, it's probably not going to happen. And I don't see Liverpool losing at home to Brentford. And I think they will actually finish on the win. As for Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth are going to win 3-1 at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest aren't good form, but they've already secured the safety. And I think Bournemouth are playing on such good form at the moment. I think they'll continue this unbeaten run. They'll get this win and secure this top 6. And if my prediction's right, Liverpool move back above Villa because of that, but because of the weird sort of way it's all panned out, like I said about earlier. That would then mean that Bournemouth, somewhat by default, qualify for the Champions League, which would just be unbelievable. But it's very confusing. I appreciate it's all very confusing with the way it's all panning out. It took me a while to get my head around how it's actually set up. Now, the last game that affects the European push is Sunderland and Chelsea. Sunderland are at home. I hope that Chelsea can end on the win, build on the Spurs result. But we were so poor in that second half towards the end of it, and Sunderland got that big win against Everton to keep themselves in the picture on the final day. I think Sunderland will win. I'll be perfectly honest with my prediction. I think for Chelsea, it's all about next season. We could obviously still get in one of the 2 lower European competitions. I just can't see us getting. I just think I'll be honest. I think Sunderland will win at the moment at home. They're strong at home. I go for 2-1 Sunderland win, which will, with my predictions, because I've gone for a Brentford loss, I mean that'll move them up into 8th place, which will qualify for them for the Conference League, which will be an incredible season for them in the first season back. We'll get into the relegation games now. Yes, right. So we'll do the relegation now. The goal difference is a factor here for Spurs and West Ham. Now, Spurs are at home to Everton, West Ham at home to Leeds. If West Ham can win and Spurs lose, then there's still a chance that they can swap positions. West Ham will survive, Spurs will go down. However, it's very much in Spurs' hands. All they need to do is get a draw because of the goal difference. West Ham aren't going to win like 8-0 or 10-0, whatever they need to win by. So, my predictions that I'm going to go for here, I'm going to do them both pretty much at the same time, because I think, I mean, Everton they can't get in Europe now. They've blown it last week against Sunderland. They'll be kicking themselves because they played really well in the City game, but they've had no wins in the last 5, and it's cost them a European place. However, Spurs still really bad at home, and that's been a worry for them going into this final day, because if they do lose, West Ham win their game, they could survive. But West Ham have got a hard game as well. They're playing a Leeds side that are on an unbeaten run in the league, and they're playing some really, really good stuff. But when it really matters on the final day, when West Ham need it, can they do it? My predictions is I'm going for a 1-1 in Spurs-Everton, and I'm going for a 2-2 in West Ham Leeds. I think it's a case of, I think Spurs will get the draw they need to get the win. I'm not sure I'll see them win at home, simply because the form at home has been so bad. But then I think West Ham will put in a real performance against Leeds, but maybe fall short because Leeds are playing with they've got so much quality and they're playing well at the minute, and they're really finishing strong, looking good going into next season. But I think it will stay as it is. I think both of them will get draws. I think so that would mean West Ham go down and Spurs survive. So that's what I'm going for. I think Sunderland qualify for the Conference League, Brighton and Bournemouth, or Brighton in the Europa League. Bournemouth managed to get in the Champions League because of that rule, and obviously Liverpool, Villa pretty much there anyway. Or Villa are, and then that will leave. That's pretty much just. I mean, most games has got something lying on, which is interesting. There's not really many dead rubber games. I know Arsenal and Palace doesn't mean much, but that'll be more about, I suppose, Arsenal lifting the trophy and all of that. But anyway, that's my predictions for the final day. Let me know who you think's going to go down and who you think's going to get those European spots sewn up. Very confusing process for that European spot. It's a bit crazy, to be honest. So yeah, that's it for the Premier League predictions for this season. It's been a pleasure.